Hi guys, in last video we discussed about the concepts of operators in C++ programming language. In this video we are going to discuss about strings in C++ programming. First we will start with the basic discussion. What is a string? What is the real meaning of the string? Then we will discuss about the concept of indexing in a string. Then we are going to discuss about the concatenations and numbers in a string. Then we are going to discuss how to find the length of a string. So basically we are going to discuss the multiple topics related to the strings in this particular video along with the practical implementation of multiple practice questions. So let's start this video. The topic for this video is strings in C++. Strings, strings in C++. Let's first understand the basic definition of the strings. So the basic definition of the string says that a string is the combination of the character. So a string string variable, variable contains a collection of character, and it contains a collection of characters. Basically, a character means a single word inside a single quotes like capital A, small a, I. These are called as a character. But when we combine multiple characters inside the double quotes, it is called as a string. Okay. The example of the string can be whatever you are writing inside the double quotes, like the hello. Hello is also a string. C++. It is a combination of three characters. Okay. So these are called as a strings. Now let's talk about the concept of indexing. If I'm creating a string, consider I'm creating a string and I'm providing the name, the type is a string, name of the variable is str, the name of variable is str, and it is storing a hello. Hello. So there is a each character of a string is associated with a particular indexing. Indexing means, let's consider this is H E L L L and O. So the first character is always will be at a index 0, the second will be at index 1, the third will be at index 2, and this is at 3, this is at 4. So this is called as a concept of indexing. This is indexing in C++. Right? Indexing. So let's move to the VS Code and try to create a string in a VS Code. So here I'm on my VS Code, and here I'm creating a new file with the strings C++.cpp. So if you want to work with the string, you need to include a header file. So basically, if you want to use the cout statement, cin statement, in that case, I am including the iostream file, because all cout or input output streams are defined inside this particular header file. So for using the cout, cin, I am including this particular header file. In the similar way, if I want to work with the string, I need to include a header file, that is string. After that, I will create a main, I will say using namespace standard, name is standard, and then int main. And inside this, if I want to create a string, first I will define the type as a string. Name is str, name of this variable is str, which is storing a hello. Then print the string, I will simply say out str and a line break. Let's execute this. So we are getting hello as the output. In this way, you can create a string. For working with a string, you need to include this header file, that is include strings. And after that, inside that string, to create a string, first you need to define the type as a string, then the name of the variable, whatever you want to provide, and then the value which you want to store. This is called as a These are called as a string. It is a combination of the character, and this is the concept of indexing. This we will implement later. But for now, let's understand the concept of string concatenation. There is a concept which is called as string concatenation. String concatenation. String concatenation means combining two or more strings into a single string. Let's consider I am having first a string, that is I have created a string, and the name of string is first name. First name. This is the name of the variable which is storing John. Moment is storing John. Just give me a minute. And after that, there is another string. I have created another string. It is a last name. Last name, which is storing a do. This is also inside the double quotes. These are two strings. Now I want to combine these two strings to make a full name. So I will define a new string. The name of variable is full name, which is storing the combination of these two strings. Concatenation means I want to combine these two strings. So I will simply use the variable name, that is first name plus last name. Using this plus operator, using this arithmetic operator, I can simply combine those two variables into a single. And if after that, if I will print the full name, I will get the output as John Doe. I will get output as John Doe. This is called as a string concatenation. That means combining two strings into a single string. So this was the first method. Let's implement this. That is string concatenation. Let me first comment this. And I'm commenting this. Now we are discussing the string concatenation. So here I am taking the same example. That means first I am creating a first name, and this variable is storing the John. Then there is another string which is storing the last name, which is storing Doe. Then there I am creating another string. The name of the string is full name, and which is storing the combination of the first name and the last name. First name plus last name. And after that, I am simply printing the full name, and then a line break. Let's execute this. When I'm executing this, I'm getting the John Doe as the output. I'm getting John Doe as the output. If in case I want a space between these two values, so what I can do, I can simply concatenate in this way. First the first name, then I want to combine a space, and then again the last name. Not at this place, but at this place. Now the output will take some space. That means first John, then some space, then Doe. In this way, you can also provide the space between the first name and the last name. So this is called as a string concatenation. That means combining two strings into a single string. Now let's understand there is another method for string concatenation that is called as a dot append. So dot append, what will do? So this was the first method. This was first method. Now the second method says you can simply combine two strings using the append function. Using the append function. Append function. Append function says that first you will use I want to write this particular line using the second method. So what I will do, I will create a string full name, full name, and inside this first I will use the first name dot append. I am saying I want to combine the first name with the last name. It is going to append the last name into the first name. That means initially the first name was storing the John. Now if I will print the first name, so it is going to append the last name into the first name. So the first name will become John Doe, and we are storing the result into the full name. So if I will do the cout full name, then I will get the John Doe as the output. Let's implement this on the VS Code. So this was the first method. Now I'm again creating a string and I'm providing new full name, which is storing first name dot append and then the last name, and then I'm again printing the new full name, cout new full name, and then a line break. Let's save this. We have missed the semicolon over here. Let's save this and let's execute this again. This time I'm getting the same output as the line number 11 and line number 13. Line number 11 and line number 14 is providing the same output. If I want the space, I can simply also add the space over here. In this way, you can do the string concatenation first using the normal plus operator and then using a dot append method. Now the next topic is adding numbers and a string. Adding numbers and a string. If I want to add a number into a string, let's discuss this. So basically, if I'm having two numbers, let's consider I'm creating a int x equal to 10 and int y equal to 20. I can easily combine these two numbers into a single number using a plus operator. I'm creating another variable int z, which is storing x plus y. And if I will do the cout of z, obviously I will get 10 plus 20. That is, the output will be the 30. Okay. So this is combining two integer. In the similar way, if I will be combining the two string means there is a string x, a string x which is storing the value 10. There is a string y, there is a string, so we need to write this inside a double quotes. And if I will create another string z, which is x plus y, and if I will cout the z, in that case the output, this time we will get the output as first string is storing 10 and the another string is storing 20. So I will get the output as 10 20. So this will be the output. Our output will not be the 30. This will not be the output, this will be the output, because we are combining the two string, we are not combining the two integer values. In case of two integer values, those values are getting added and we are getting the output as 30. So this is the case first. This is case second. And there can be the another case. Another case can be like this. There is a int x which is storing 10 and there is a string y which is storing 20. This is inside the double quote. And if I will try to combine, that means string z equal to x plus y, so I will get the error. So this will be the case 3, because string cannot be combined with the integer value. And string cannot be combined with the integer value. String can be combined with the string, integer can be combined with the integer, but string cannot be combined with the integer. Let's implement this. Let me first comment this. Here I am creating a string x which is storing the value 10. Then I am creating a string y, which is storing value 20, and then I'm doing x plus y, and then a line break. Let's execute this. So when I'm executing this, I'm getting the output as 1020. But if in case I will change initially, because I'm doing the concatenation of two strings. So this is concatenation of two string. But if in case I want to, I am simply changing the type of this from int to string to int. This time I'm not storing inside double quote, I'm storing inside the integer value. That means int y is 20. So if I will execute this, x is storing a string, y is storing an integer value. If I will execute this, I will get an error. I'm getting an error because we are not allowed to allow. It is saying we are not allowed to combine an integer value with a string value. So this is not allowed. This will provide me the error. But if I will change the type of both the, if I will change the type from string to int of this variable also, in that case I will not get any kind of error. In this case the output will be the 30. Output will be 30 because 10 plus 20 is a 30 and it is an integer value. In this way you can combine two string, you can combine two numbers, but you cannot combine a string and an integer. So this was the concept. Moving to the next concept. Next concept is C++ string length. So next concept is string length. How we will check the length of the string? So for checking the length of the string, in C++ we are having a function that is called as a dot length. Example can be, I have created a string that is a str, which is storing a hello. So if I will basically do cout str dot length is a default function. So using dot length you can calculate the length of the length means number of characters. Number of characters is 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5. So the output will be the 5 because this string is having the 5 character. So using the dot length you can basically get the number of character, or there is another called as dot size, or you can also use dot size. You can use either dot size or dot length. Both will be working as the same. Let's implement this on the VS Code. So I'm commenting this, and here I'm creating a string which is str, which is storing a hello. And then I want to calculate the length of this string str dot length. This is a default function, and there is also a method that is called as str dot size, and then a line break. I need to provide a semicolon over here. Let's save this and let's execute this. So in both the cases I am getting the output as 5 because it is storing a 5 character. Let's provide a world also over a WRLT. Number of character this time will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, but our output will not be 10. Let's execute this. Our output is getting 11 because it is also considering this space as a string, as a character. It is also considering this space as a character. Okay, so that's the reason we are getting 11 as the output. This time it is providing me 15 as the output because I have increased the space. So for every space it is considering it as a character. If I will increase the space more, I will get another output. This time it is considering it is 36 because I have increased the space, and each space is considered as a character in C++. So using dot length or dot size, you can basically check the length of the string. Now let's move to the new concept, that is access string. Access string. Access string means we already have discussed about the concept of indexing. If I have created a string, let's consider I have created a string string str which is storing a hello. So each character of this string will be associated with a particular indexing H, E, L, L, O. So the first indexing always start from 0. This character will be at 0 position, this will be at 1 position, this will be at 2 position, this will be at 3 position, this will be at 4 position. So this is called as indexing in a string. If I want to access this particular character of a string, so in that particular case, I will simply type cout, then the name of the variable is str, and inside the square bracket, I will provide the index. I am providing the index as 0. So I will get the output as h. If in case I will do cout str p, so in that case at the third place I am having a element as L, so I will get the L as the output. In this way, you can access the string. You can access the characters of the string. Let's implement this on the VS Code. So here I am commenting this, and then here I am creating a new string str which is storing a hello. So then I want to print the first character, so I will use str. This is the name of the variable, and the index is 0 because h will be at the 0th index. So I am using handle, and let's save this. So I will get the output as h. I'm getting the output as h because at 0th index h is the element. If I will change this to p, let's see what will be the output. Obviously the output will be L. I'm getting the L as the output. So basically each character of a string is associated with a particular index, and using that index you can get the character at that particular index. Now we are going to discuss a very important topic, that is taking the user input. Taking the user input of a string. This is a very important topic, that is C++ user input. If you want to take the user input, in this case the cin, if you want to take the user input of a string, in this case the cin is not going to directly work. Cin is not going to directly work. For that we need to use the another function. So let's first try to take the input from the user of a string. So let me first comment this. I'm commenting this. Now I have created a string str which is not storing any value, but I want to take the input from the user. So I will simply print a cout statement, enter the string, then line break. And if I will use the cin str, and then I will do the cout str, then like printer you entered the thing, which is str, and then line break. Let's save this and let's execute this. Obviously we have discussed that to take the user input we need to use a cin, but in case of a string it will not work. So I'm typing hello world. Let's click enter. So I'm getting you entered the string hello, but I have entered the hello world with a space. So basically if inside your strings there are a space, in that case you need to use another function that is called as a get line. Using the get line you can take a string with the space. Let's consider your user is entering a string which is having a multiple space, like I am learning C++. So user is entering this string. If you will try to get this string using a cin, you will not be able to achieve that, because using cin you only be able to get this character, that means I, only without until you get the space. So cin will consider the string only till the space, only till the first space, and all those things will be removed. So for accessing the full string you need to use a default function. The default function is called as a get line. Inside this get line you will be passing two things, get line First you will be passing cin, this is default, and then you will be passing the name of the string, name of the variable. In this way you can take the user input. Let's implement this. Let's comment this, and here I am creating a new string. I'm creating a string str which is storing a value, which is not storing a value, this is simply a variable. Then I want to take the user input. I'm saying cout and then enter the string and a line break. And then I want to take the user input, so get line. Inside the get line, first the parameter will be cin and another parameter will be the name of the variable, that is str. After that I will be basically typing cout and then you entered, you you entered and then whatever the value is inside str and then a line break. Let's save this and let's execute this. When I'm executing, first it is asking me for enter the string. I am printing I am learning the C++ programming. Now I'm getting the same output that you entered. I am learning the C++ programming. So using getLine, you can take the whole string with the space as the output, and this is a string. In this way, you can take the whole string as output with which is having a spaces between them. So this was about taking the whole string as output. So in this particular topic, we discussed the multiple things. Now let's implement a program over here. I want to create a program. Let me first comment this. I want to implement a program. Write a program to take first name and last name of user as input and print the full name and print the full name as output. So here I'm creating a first string, that is first name. Then I'm creating another string, that is last name, and now I'm asking a user to enter the string. I'm asking a user to enter the first name and enter the first name, then a line break, and I can use cin or I can use the get line. I'm using a get line because user might provide the space between the first name or anything. So for safety purpose, I'm using the get line, then cin, and then first name. Using get line, I'm taking the input. Then I am saying enter the last name, and then a line break. And then again I'm using the input as using the get line cin, and then the variable name is last name. So using this I can take the input, and then I'm creating another string which is a full name which is storing the combination of the first name whatever the user has provided. Then I want to provide a space, then I want to basically write the last name and the last name, and then a line break. Yeah. And then I will simply print the full name. So what I am doing, I am simply write last name is a last name. Okay, we are getting the error on this line. Last name. Let's first save this. Let's execute this. It is now why we are using an endl over here. That's the reason we are getting the error. Let's implement this. So now our program is asking for the first name. First name I provided it Shivank. Last name I provided it. Clicking enter, I'm getting the output as Shivank Pandey. So let's execute this again. When I'm executing this again, so first the line number 43 is getting executed. It is saying please enter the first name. I'm providing the first name as John. And for the because of line number 44, the compiler was waiting for our input. I provided the input as John. Now I clicked enter. The execution moved further. Move to the line number 45. Enter the last name. Executed. Now the program is waiting for our input due to the line number 46 because there is a get line to take the input. I provided the last name as Doe, and then program move further. When I clicked enter, when I will click enter, the program will move further. It will create a string due to line number 47, that is a full name, and inside full name it is going to store the first name plus the last name. This is called as a string concatenation. This is called as string concatenation. It is combining two strings into the single string, and after that we are printing the full name. Now if I will click enter, I'm getting John Doe as the output. In this way you can work with the strings. Strings are the most important topic. So we discussed each and everything about the strings. Now, in further videos, we will also be implementing the multiple practice questions on the strings after completing the conditional statements in C++ programming language.